Hopefully hindi tumatot. Oh, good morning. Allow me to share a video on, this is a video on our series connected devices. So we will do an experiment that is a virtual experiment. And let's check now if so here is our FET simulator, and from our FET simulator, we are going to set up a series connected devices, and from here, we are going to determine the current, the voltages, no? And the corresponding values of each current. So we are going to set up, no, based on our activity paper. We will need, no, two resistances in series. So allow me to connect two resistances in series. So here are our two resistances. We can eventually know its value, no? So let's say we try to set it up, no, like this. Now we need a device that will measure its current, no? So this is our current. This is the device that will measure our current on the side of our resistance 1, no? So this will be called as our I1. We need another resistance to measure our current 2. So this is for current number 2. No? So the second current will pass through our resistance 2. And we need some kind of a switch. No? We'll connect a switch there. Later, we will need also to find the voltage in our circuit. So we need a voltmeter. So these two are the ammeters. These are voltmeter. Now, another current that we will need, no, is an ammeter for our total, no, current. So this one will measure the total current that is passing through the battery. No? So this is I total, this is I1, this is I sub 2. And here's our switch. Now, allow us to connect the battery here. So we'll now have our battery, our wire. Let's attach our devices together. So we need an ample number of wire so that we will have a good way to illustrate our circuit. No? Okay, now we attach our switch, and finally for our last portions here, no? And one more wire, probably to connect this one. Okay, so this is our R2, R1. Let's display their value. So this is a 10 ohm resistor. This is another 10 ohm resistor. So we can actually increase its value. So let's say we set the value there at 15. Here we set it at 24. Now correspondingly, there's a color code that matches the value of the resistance. Now, we can show the flow of the electrons or the flow of the conventional current. No? Now, the current, basically, if it flows in our circuit, it flows from the positive to the negative end. No? That's how it works. No? So, again, now, so we have two resistances that we connected in series, and here are our meters to measure their corresponding value. Now, for our battery, we can actually set the battery to something like 18 volts, no? Or 16 volts, no? Let's just increase it a bit, no? So we will fix the battery at 16 volts, but however, we will be changing our resistances, and we will try to show the relationship of our increase, no, in our resistances to our entire circuit. No? Now let's take the switch. Let's switch it on. So I want you to jot down resistance 1 and resistance 2. Jason, did you jot down the value of resistance 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we switch on and we kind of record, no, our ammeter. So I don't know what happens here. So here's now the, wala siya gali na connect kaina maayo. So now we have a 0.41 I1, 0.41 I2. I total is also 0.41, no? So kindly record the voltage, the ammeter readings, no? So this is I1, I2, and I total. Now for our voltmeter, let's connect the voltmeter in parallel to our device. And we record a value of 6.08, no, volts. Please jot down V1, 6.08.
V1,
6.08. No? Our V sub 2 is 9.92. Please record. And then with the corresponding I1, I2, and I total. So how do we get the I total? I total can probably be placed on our battery, and we will see that it will be 16 volts. No? Ang aton nga V total. Na? Question, Jace. Now your R total, you will be the one who will determine your R total.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go to increase our value of resistance. Now let's say from 15, we will make it 21. From 24.5, let's increase it to 40. No? 41. No? Okay, so please jot down. And we will try to switch on our circuit again and measure the corresponding current. No? Now observe the way the current flows now. A while ago, I think the current flows quite fast. This time it's quite slower. No? Okay, now record the current. Current is 0.26. No? 0.26. And this one is 0.26. Let's measure the voltage. V1 is 5.42. Huh? Did you get the value? Jason? Yes, okay, for our V2, 10.58. Huh? Do we need to repeat? So V1 is
5.42.
Oh, 5.42, and then this one is
10.48. 58.
10.58. And then on the battery side, no, the supply, it's equals 16. To 16. Yeah. Huh? Okay, then finally we will increase the resistance one more time. Let's make it 44. And then this one, let's make this 61, no? 61 ohms. And we energize and observe the current, no? I1, I2, and I total. No? For our voltage, this is our value of our voltage, V1. For our V sub 2, we have our V sub 2.
Ano V1 liwat, sir?
V1 is
6.75.
6.75, and V2 is 9.25. Now, let's check the supply voltage, the voltage on the battery. It's still 16, no? So V total, and then the individual voltages V1 and V sub 2. So after recording that, no, you can probably do some of your computations, no? So especially on the area of the total resistance, no? Okay,
Okay.
so basically that's our, no, that's our series